Casey, my baby who fights me to go to bed at night, is still sleeping, and it's 9 a.m. And I need her to be up. I need her to get up soon so we could get ready to go. It's actually 9:11. James is still getting ready for work. Good baby. Alright, so it is another cold day here. At least in the shade, it's pretty cold. Trying to get my baby to wake up. Hi, wanna come and eat? And some cereal or some oatmeal? No, do you just want to sleep longer? We missed class this morning. It's literally still going on. We're not there, so we're not gonna make it. And my baby is asleep. Did you want to go to bed last night? I put on the dinosaur movie for her. She didn't want to read storybooks. So I let her do what she wanted to do. It was fine. I put it on the phone so this way we could both lay down in bed and relax and at least be in bed. Hi, Angel. Yeah, bed. Oh. You're such a good baby. Yeah, Angel? What? A ball. You want a ball? What kind of ball? This ball. What ball? This ball. That ball? Are you having a dream about a ball? Good morning. Let's get you sitting up. Ready? Whoa. Let's see if this will stay here. Oh, there. My little tiny baby. You want to watch a movie together? What kind of movie? I'll watch a movie with you. You want to watch Your Baby Can Discover?
No.
No? Do you want to watch Your Baby Can Read? What kind of movie do you want to watch? You just want food. Okay. What kind of movie? My little baby, so I want to watch a movie with you. What does she do? She nurses herself back to sleep. Are you so tired? Is that because you stayed up so late? Maybe tonight you'll go to bed earlier. Well, some days your days just consist of trying to wake your baby up. I should really be doing other things, I guess. What?
It's not people's turn.
It's not people's turn. Okay. Is it the baby's turn? Baby's turn to do what? You gotta go potty. Alright, let's pee in the potty. You know those days where you're like getting ready to go and then like, I don't know, James called me and like I'm vacuuming and trying to get stuff done and now I have no idea where my keys are. No idea. What happened to them? Just had them, I just used them. Just out of the car with them like a couple hours ago. I came in, tried to get Karina awake. Maybe they're in the bedroom. I don't know. I'm trying to like clean my house and get it all organized again. Oh, there they are. And losing things in the process. Let me turn this switch off. So yeah. Alright, Squish honey, we love you. Alright, Karina. That's my girl. Let's get going. Alright, so it's kind of like cool outside, but warm in my car, you know. And it's cold inside my house. My house keeps the nice cool air trapped in there from the nighttime if I don't open up the windows, which is actually really nice. I think it's going to be really nice in the summer, so I think that'll be pretty good. So we're just driving nice and slow. We're going to go down this road nice and slowly and headed out to go to counseling, and then we're going to go to Walmart, and then I'm going to call Felicia and see what she's up to, see if she wants to hang out. Maybe for a little bit, because I'm passing by her, kind of, and I could go over to her house for a bit if she wants. And then we're going to go to eat. And honestly, I guess it depends on how, like, I'm always over-optimistic with my time. I'm like, I could go here and here and here and here and here. And then, like, I always, like, miss something. So I might not be able to go to Felicia's because I don't know how long the Walmart trip's going to take me. And then, like, when we go out to eat, it starts at 4, so I like to be there on time. And, so, you know, I don't know, I might not go over to Felicia's house today. I might call her though and just be like, hey, you know, how you doing? Stuff like that, but, you know. This is our day. I got some vacuuming done, and Karina had me hold her because she's afraid of the vacuum now, again. And then she wanted to help vacuum, and then she wanted to vacuum with her vacuum, and, yeah, so whole bunch of vacuuming. And then James called me, and I'm talking to him, and he's like, does she just fuss for you all day? And I'm like, well, kinda, like, you know, she wants my full and undivided attention. I'm on the phone with you, so yeah. And he's like, oh, the way that you're raising her, he's like, I wonder if it'd be easier if you just let her cry it out. And I'm like, I'm not gonna let my child cry it out. I'm like, I'm doing nothing different than any of the tribes, like tribal parenting. This is how people used to raise their kids. They always had them on them. They always, you know, nurse them. They always, you know, carry them everywhere, let them walk if they want to walk. And, you know, like, they let a lot of decisions be up to the kids and the parents, like, together, and not just like, oh, I'm the parent and I'm the boss of you. No, I'm the superintendent of her. I'm not the boss of her. She's the owner of her body. I can't own her body for her. You know, she's an individual human being who has rights, just like, you know, any other human being. As soon as she's born, she has rights. Not match anyone else's. So he's just fussing over the way that I'm raising her because he thinks it's too hard. I'm like, no, it's really easy as long as I can pay attention to her. And he's like, isn't that the definition of, like, hard though? And I'm like, no. You know, as long as, like, it does get hard though, like, when you have, like, bills to pay or things to do, and, like, your child, like, doesn't really sleep on their own sometimes, and, you know, like, it gets kind of hard, I guess, but it's not too bad. So, I mean, it could be a lot worse. And I tend to keep my child tethered, either have her, like, I either baby wear her, or else I have her tethered to Buddy Bear, because, you know, children this age, they don't know any better, and they run. And just like you're training a dog, you're training a child. There's really not much difference, you know, mentality there. You're training them to stand by your side and to go the direction that you're going. And, you know, not all kids want to hold hands. Most kids don't. I know my kid is very independent and tells me she doesn't need to hold my hand. So, you know, she will sometimes, but a lot of the time she wants to do her thing, and that's fine, as long as she's tethered and she can't really get hurt. And, you know, cars can't see. Like, I wouldn't be able to see a small child behind me. If there was a small child right behind me that got loose, I'd probably hit it. And that would be devastating. Like, I don't want to hit a small child, you know? So you really have to keep an eye. Like, I see kids wandering around by themselves in supermarkets. And I hear about a lot of kids that get taken. I mean, I get Amber Alerts on my telephone, and it's, like, you have to keep your kids close, you have to keep your kids safe. You know, not all kids will scream for strangers like mine does, you know, so it's the one good thing that she does have. She will scream if someone does touch her, like, just awesome. So, you know, But not all kids do that. Now, that one little girl, I heard this story the other day about this little girl in the supermarket. The woman was, like, standing behind her and talking to her mother and, like, the baby, and, you know, the woman was like, say goodbye to mommy now, and the woman took her child and started leaving with her child. She got her child back, thankfully, but, I mean, and it was just a little old lady who just took the baby. You know, it's crazy. This world's... much rather have my kid tethered. And that little boy who went to the ape cage, and the poor ape died because, you know, they killed it because the little boy wasn't being watched by the mother because the mother was doing whatever. And, you know, if the child was tethered, the mother could have been doing whatever she was doing, and the child wouldn't have been able to get that far. You know? Yeah. The little boy splashing in the water? Is that what you said? Is he in the bathtub? Oh, he's out. Okay. How crazy is that? Buying guns today, cash. That's what the sign says. Buying guns today, cash. It's like, oh, that looks like a trail back there. I bet you that's the park that they're talking about. I keep looking up all the parks because one day I'm going to be... The little boy has a little baby? Is it a baby doll or is it a real baby? Yeah. A real baby? The little boy has a real baby on him? How do you get a real baby? Where do you get a real baby from? He took a real baby from the park? Oh boy. That's some imagination you got, kiddo. My little baby girl. He took it right from his baby? What did he take right from his baby? Now, the directions usually have me go, like, another way, but I don't think it really matters. I'm just going to keep following this road straight down. Because I think it's going to be, like, right around, like, the same time anyway. So, yeah, this is what we're doing today. We're not really doing much of anything. You know, we don't really... But, like, every day is special, though. My child's getting, like, older every single day. And so, like, it's not some days are more special than others. Every day is special. Every time you go places, it's special. Even if you're just going to a supermarket and letting your kid, you know, pick out a toy for the store to play with and, you know, stuff like that. And I literally put all of her toys in the green hamper. I just, like, yeah, I'm just going to stack these in the green hamper and I'll sort them out when we get back into your bedroom. So I want her toys in her bedroom. Honestly, if I had an extra room... If I had 2 extra rooms, one would be an office for James where the door gets shut. James is loud. He plays the computer, he plays on the telephone, he watches TV, and they're all competing noises. So, I mean, they get louder and louder and louder, and he can't hear it. And so, like, he keeps putting things up and up. And I'm like, you're going to go deaf. He's like, you don't understand how ears work. I'm like, no, you don't understand that ears don't adapt. If you're listening to something that you have to shout over, there's something wrong. You know, it's wrong. And I understand he has tinnitus, so he hears tones in his ears, so he can't hear in those tonal ranges. And so, like, if a character on a TV show has that tone, he'll turn it up really loud because he can't hear it, you know? So, and for me, it's just, yeah, I go in the bedroom now and just shut the door. So once again, you know, we went from being in the bedroom to being in the bedroom. And, you know, that's really no big deal, but... You know, it gives him the rest of the house. And we either get to go in Karina's bedroom and play with the toys, or we go in my bedroom and watch a TV show, or, you know, like, whatever when he's home. It's just, the competing noise for me is just too much. And then when Karina sits next to him and watches, like, her TV show next to him, I think it's too much for her little ears. So, it's just so much noise. But, yeah. I don't know. My goal is today to bring Karina somewhere fun. in the midst of like all the stuff that we're doing. Honestly, that might be the mall, or it might be a park. I don't really know yet. And whenever you're going to like a park with lots of trees, make sure you guys have the umbrellas, because ticks, they sit in the trees, at least around here they do, and they bomb you from the top, from the treetops, and they do their tick stuff, and you can get Lyme disease and stuff like that. So yeah, wear the umbrellas. The umbrellas are always good to have, no matter what. I found my shovel today too, so I can plant my April and May garden together. I need to do all the flowers. I want to do the flowers outside for James. I want him to have like a really comfy, home life, and I want him to be able to go outside and be like, oh, look at the morning glories and stuff that, I planted for him, because I want him to just, be happy and enjoy what he's doing. And, James doesn't necessarily like where we live because he wants bigger and better. Like, he's like, well, this might be what I can buy for, like, right now, but he's like, it'll get better. So he's really trying to, buckle down and work on his video game, and, he's developing a video game that I hope does well. But, I mean, then you think about, like, how many video games are out there? James is unknown. He's an unknown person. I mean, we're just regular people, run-of-the-mill people, and, I'm like, well, you might develop this game, and it might take you a long time, and then what if, no one really buys it? So I want to develop a phone game, just like a little phone game that people could just buy and have and, play. Just like, a fun little phone game that people could pay like $1 for, and like we could develop it or something like that. But James thinks that that's a bad idea. But Mike thought the same thing. He thought, do a phone game, bring in a little bit of money that way, and then use the proceeds from that to make the bigger game. And then use the proceeds from the bigger game to, change your life. And, like, once we pay back the student loan debt, and then we could get a different house if we want to, or we could get property. Now, I honestly want a tiny house. I want, like, 250 square feet. I want 2 lofts, and I can only have 1 child. But then, like, I think about, like, the echo of the noise with James. So, like, I need to build him his own little cop house with an enclosed space to it, like, or like his own little something. I already told him, like, we could get him one of these free trailers off of Craigslist. He wants nothing to do with it, but we could technically get him a free trailer, and like he could put some elbow grease into it and fix it up and do his thing. We could park it like right behind our house or something, like right where my garden is, and then he could do all of his video gaming in there and have his own little like man cave, like every man wants a man cave. At least you think they do. So say I love this DriveWise app. We're with Allstate now, and they have this DriveWise app, right? And I used to tell James all the time, I'm like, you brake really, really hard. And he's like, no, I don't. You brake the same. And like he'd bicker about it, right? Just blah, 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 blah. And like, I'm like, no, you don't understand. You brake really hard, because like Karina would be in her car seat and her head would flap forward. Like that was the only time I was really concerned about like how hard he brakes. But, and he tells me all the time, you rely too much on your brakes, blah, 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 blah. I stay at least 2 cars lengths away. I brake nice and easy and slow. If my brakes are bad and I know it, I'll stay 4 car lengths away. I don't care if people go in front of me. I got nowhere to be, and I like the scenery, and like, I like to take my time and stuff like that. Well, James rides on people's butts, and like when he brakes, he like slams, and I'm like, no, you're slamming on your brakes, and he's like, oh, no, I'm not. Well, now we have the app, right? And the app is telling him that he's braking hard. And he's like, oh, I think it's just like there's something wrong with the app. There's something wrong. Maybe it's lagging. Like he came up with all these excuses of why it's not his driving and why he shouldn't change the way that he drives. And I'm like, okay, well, I have the same app, and my trips have no hard braking. So we took a trip together the other day down to the party, like the birthday party, and both trips that he drove are hard braking. First time ever on my phone. And I'm just like, yeah, James, maybe it's the app. Sure. Maybe it's lagging. But no, it's just, he brakes so hard. I don't know why. He just does. But it's whatever. Glad that he has something else to just affirm what I've been trying to tell him. So, because like I try to tell him something sometimes, and James has this idea of how things are and the way that things are, and usually that he's right, and stuff like that. So it's really hard to just have an open discussion with him, and it's always, well, that's not my opinion, that's the facts. That's the facts, and I'm just like, I happen to know in this particular situation those facts aren't true that you're talking about, and that has to be your opinion, because I know you didn't look it up. And James will be like, oh, I looked at it, and I'm like, no, honey. You can't say anything to him. I mean, you can't be like, well, no, it's actually this, let me show you the sources, because he doesn't care anyway. His facts are his facts, and that's the facts that he's going to go by, because that's what he believes, and that's what's right, and, so, I mean, there's no winning, there's no win-win situation, there's no nothing, and compromise is slow. It's very, very slow to get compromise, from someone who's always right, so, I mean, it's just different. It's just a different way of thinking, and, everyone does things differently and thinks about things differently, and but I like the Driveways app, because every single day he has hard braking, because he brakes hard. So I'm guessing, I'm hoping that he's going to start braking, easier on, and being easier on the brakes in the car. Because the car brakes that we got for the new car were just changed when we got the car. So hopefully they'll last a little bit longer. Like, I'm driving this car, and, I could definitely tell that James has been driving it, because the brakes are kind of so-so. I drove that Jeep for like 2 years, basically, because I've been driving it since I had Karina, since I got rid of my Pontiac a little bit after I had my daughter, but I got the Nissan a little bit before I had her. Well, James, as soon as I got the Nissan, decided that was his car. Like, this was his car until we got the Explorer. Now the Explorer is his car, because now the Nissan's uncomfortable, it's a little too small, it's a little this and that, and the Explorer's a 2008, this one's a 2001, so he looks better driving the Explorer than he does driving the Nissan, I guess, because the Explorer's newer, and in his job, looks matter, in my personal viewpoint. I mean, I'm actually gonna miss that Jeep. That Jeep was pretty okay, except the gas mileage, and I'm awfully glad to get rid of the gas mileage. 11 miles to the gallon is not where you want to be. Like, it's not where you want to be at all. So, this car is 26 miles to the gallon, and the other one is 27. So, that's more where I want to be. I want to get another hybrid and have 54 miles to the gallon in a car. So we just fixed this car, so we're going to keep it for at least another 3 years. We just moved to that house, so honestly, we're probably going to end up staying in that house for like 3 years and save up as much money as possible. James is like, we're never going to save a dime. And I'm just like, okay, well, I'm going to save every dime I can. Like, every penny I can, every dime I can. So this way, in 3 to 5 years, we could move somewhere warmer. My end goal is to live somewhere warm. And he's like, you're not going to like it, and Karina's not going to remember the snow, and, it's Bible Belt, all these reasons why I'm not going to like the South. And I'm just like, no, I remember going to the South as a kid. I love the South. I am old, and my bones hurt in the winter, and, I don't like the cold, and, I have all these stacked up reasons of why I want to go South, Everyone wants to go South for the warmth, and if you like the warmth, some people want to go north because they like the cold. I mean, I'd gladly trade with someone, but I don't know, I think he's just afraid to move out of this area. I think he thinks that this is like the best climate with because I already asked James, would you like to go to Australia? I mean, Australia is gorgeous, beautiful, and it's a nice place to live. He won't, because of all the insects and the blood. He's like, a million things can kill you out there. You're just gonna die. And I'm like, there's so many people who live there who are not dead, who do just fine. He's like, you're gonna die if you move out there. And I'm like, okay, it's kind of crazy-ish. you know, but whatever. So, yeah, he worries a lot. He's a worrier. So, I was going to go out to North Carolina in 2009, and I stayed to help him. I did, you know. So I would have already been, like, established out there and, you know, stuff like that. And then he keeps talking about, like, oh, we should get married. He was like, you know, I want you to be in control of everything if I die. And I'm like, well, we'll have to do a living will. Like, let's just do a living will. It's no big deal. And, you know, so I'm going to probably get in contact with, like, a couple lawyers and different things like that and just do a living will. Because for the next 16 years, we're going to need to have power of attorney over, like, say if James dies or if I die, we're going to have something in place for Karina. Because right now, the way that it is, Karina would go into foster care because James and I were not married. So James doesn't have any legal rights to Karina in the state that we're in. He has none. So, I mean, he would have to establish rights before he'd even get Karina. But, I mean, like, James sleeps a lot, and he's, like, not really home a lot. So, like, I'd have to have it in place that he has to have a nanny. He has to, you know, have someone there besides from just him, like a live-in au pair, a live-in nanny. He needs a live-in nanny with Karina. So this way I know that she's taken care of if I do die, you know? And for me, I just need a power of, what is it called? I need to be the executor of the estate, basically, for him. I need to be able to bury him the way that he wants to be buried. He's like, you're the only person who's going to bury me the way I want to be buried, and, you know, so he's like, if we just get married, then you'll have all that stuff anyway. And I'm like, well, might as well just do a will. Like, I think the will would be the best route, because I could still be, executor of the estate with a will. We don't need to be married for that. You can leave anyone as executor of the estate. So, you know, and James doesn't want to be, like, embalmed or anything else like that, which is perfect, because I don't want to be embalmed either. So, you know, I think that's awful what people are doing to the environment with that stuff. Because if you put embalming fluid in you, you're putting poisons into you, and then you put yourself into the dirt, and then what happens to that? The grubs eat you, right? And then they get poisoned, and then, you know, the animals, like the deer and stuff, eat the grub, and then they get poisoned, basically just poisoning our earth from the ground up to preserve humans. Why? We're just primates, we're just mammals. Why are we trying to, like, what's the sense of that? Oh, so they look good at the funeral. What's the sense of that? Like, it's for the living. Why can't you just close the casket, not get embalmed, and, like, James doesn't even want a casket. You know, he thinks that that's bad for his soul. So I think that's perfect. He doesn't need a casket then. And he's like, no one else is going to do that type of stuff for me. He's like, no one else really knows what I want. So, like, not like I do. And, like, he wants a couple other things, which is perfect. I think it's fine. So, you know, I don't know. Yeah. Do you see the cars? So, yeah, I don't know. But I think that a will would be a better thing than anything else. I think wills would be better. And I think that that would be a lot cheaper than getting married, because if we were to get divorced, divorces cost you everything. It costs $50. $50 to get married. That's it. Go down to the courthouse, spend $50. It costs you everything. And years of your life to get divorced. I don't want to do that. You know, I'm not planning on divorcing James, but I don't believe in forever. Like, not anymore. I used to. I was like, oh, you can't quit on anybody, and once you choose a partner, you choose a partner, and that's it. And, you know, you go on with your life, and, you know, you make things work, because, you know, you have the ideal of, like, you only want one partner, and you only want to do this and that, and, like, whatever. But, like, I don't think that works in real life. I think that you have to, you know, I think you go through stages in your life, and changing of realms, and I've always believed in that, but I just believe in a different way now, you know? So you just have to stand in your truth and be who you are and do the parts that you got. But sticking yourself with a marriage, I think that's a horrible idea, because it's not for you. It's for for the state. It's for the state to liquidate as much assets from you as possible. Say James did make a video game, and say it did well, and say he was a billionaire one day, or a millionaire one day, right? If I were to get a divorce from him, he would have to pay me alimony. I don't work outside the home. On top of that, I don't have his estate automatically. And you know what? I don't want half of his estate. Not unless I put in all that time for the video game, which I highly doubt I'm going to do. I have a child. I'm not going to sit there and play on the computer and tinker with stuff like that. You know, if I make a video game for telephone and I make X amount of dollars, probably like a couple hundred, you know, still, I'm not going to make anything. Like, I don't have any money. I don't have anything. So, I mean, there's no real need for us to get married. If we do get married, I'd lose my benefits as well. Like, I get medical. I don't want to lose my medical benefits. I mean, if I were to get pregnant again, what would we do? Be, what, $20,000 more in debt? Like, you know, I'm not planning on getting pregnant again, and I'm not planning on carrying through with another pregnancy. But, like, if one day, like, James starts being more helpful and understanding and home more and, you know, go places with us and, you know, just more involved. If he starts being more involved one day, and I was like, oh, this isn't so bad. Maybe we should have another kid. You know, because he wants a second kid. He wants a second kid, like, now, though. He wants a second kid and a dog. And, like, I'm like, we can't afford that. We can't afford that for another at least 5 years. At least another 7 years. So I'm telling him not until Karina's about 7. You know? And, you know, I don't think I'm going to want to go back to diapers once my daughter's 7. And giving my daughter a sibling is not a gift to her. I'd be like my husband going out and getting another wife, or me going out and getting another husband. Be like, oh, hey, honey, look I brought you home another husband. Look at this handy helper here. Like, you know, no, it's not a gift to him. He'd be jealous and angry and offset and not know where his place was until he settled in. Like, you know, it's not a gift to your children to have more children. It's a gift to yourself. Oh, look at how wonderful my baby is. Oh, let's do this again. Let's have another baby, you know? It's a gift to myself if I wanted it. Oh, I'm already late. It's already 2:03. Oh, that clock's fast, though. I think it's 2:01. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just rambling and thinking about things as I'm driving. I always think about things when I'm driving because there's nothing but scenery and straight, basically. Scenery and straight. We're just going straight, and, you know, the pretty clouds. Basically, as soon as you turn, you're going straight. There's a couple turns, but after you turn, it's just... You're just driving straight, and all you gotta do is not knock into anyone, so it's not that hard. I don't know. Anyway. And the rocking chair. Why don't you just sit on it where it's at, baby? Nest with a birdie. Moon and the stars. My baby fell asleep in the car. She's so cute.
Then I went and they told me not to.
Karina dancing.
Cheater glasses, but it's like magnifying glasses.
He's dancing for like everyone.
That's the first.
She's like announcing what she's doing too. So cute.
I know. No.
Alright, so we've had a busy day so far. We went to counseling. Before that I cleaned, and then we went to counseling, and then we went to eat, and then we went to pantry, and now we might go headed back into town because there is a giveaway that someone put out in front of their house. I don't know if it's still there or not, and I don't know what day it's from, but I might go and check it out. I'm gonna stop by my house first, and then I might not. Like, I haven't really, you know, decided yet whether or not I'm gonna go back into town. Yeah, I guess so. So yeah. So this is what we're up to. We're having a pretty good day. Just, you know, going places. Karina fell on her chin. She fell this morning into her door over her feet, and then she fell on her chin. My kid. I was like, I wanted to have her in like a helmet and knee pads and like elbow pads and stuff, so this way, you know, my kid wouldn't be all bumped and bruised up like all the other little kids. I'm like, oh, my kid's never gonna have a scratch. Yeah, right now her skin, like her skin on her chin's all scratched up because she landed on her chin. It's like, oh, you did. You bumped your face a little while ago, and then this morning you fell on the door. Like, little kids always want to like little bumps and bruises everywhere because they're not careful, and they're growing, so they don't really know where their body ends yet, and they just fall over their own feet. So it's just one of those things. You just kind of gotta go with it. I wonder if this farm has animals. I don't see any animals. It might just be a pea farm. That's what it looks like. It says sweet pea. So, I don't know. Karina wants to go see animals today, but I don't have any animals to bring her to today. Tomorrow we're going to a play. I know. She said that when she woke up. She wanted to go see animals. So, we had such a late start to our day, though. Karina got up at 11. Got up at 8. I know you do. I know you do. I'll take you to see the animals soon, I promise. Why? Why not open the door? My child's refusing to go inside, wants to drive. Alright? You just got home a little while ago. You need to eventually come inside, baby. Alright, so tonight we are treasure hunting. Eva sent me a text of a free shelf, right? And it's a plastic shelf. I'm looking for shelves like this. So she sends me the text. I'm at pantry though. And so I went home first, unpacked the bags. Karina wanted to sit in the car and not come in. And so I get down here. It's 27 minutes away and it's gone. The treasure hunters are everywhere. This was up for 2 hours and it was already gone. Like, just gone. So next time, maybe next time. But yeah, love treasure hunting. And love that I have friends that are just like, yep, I think there's something good here. Eva sent me a text a couple of weeks ago because she knows I'm looking for shelving units because I'm looking to move stuff from my cabinets, which are kind of falling apart, to a shelving unit in my kitchen to put my dishes on, so that this way maybe I could get a dishwasher that someone's giving away for free in my kitchen. You know, stuff like that. So, you know. So now we are going back home. Karina is asleep in the back seat. I have to move my seat up to like here in order to not have my seat touching her car seat. Like, that's how close her car seat is. But my seat can't touch it because if my seat touches it, her head goes forward, which it's not supposed to do. So I need to deal with being this close to the steering wheel, which really isn't safe either, which is kind of why I want the other car. But James wants the other car because James is James, and you know, it's something new to play with, and you know, so anyway, he's out fishing with his friends. He'll be back later. He's doing his thing. Hopefully he catches something. Hopefully he relaxes and has fun. You know, our day's been pretty good so far. Long day. I can't wait to actually get home, and if Karina's still asleep, I might just go to bed with her and just be done with it. It's like 9 something at night already, so, and my throat hurts. And we have a theater thing to go to tomorrow, which should be tons of fun. So tomorrow's gonna be another long day. Alright, well, Karina is sleeping tonight, so yay. So James is having some beer bratwurst and some carrots, and I'm gonna have some sweet sausage and some carrot. See my beautiful girl? She's asleep. So. What are you doing? Pew, pew. Did you take my ball? Is that mine? You do have it. Go get it. He's such a good boy. What are we looking for? What are we looking for? Are we looking for that ball again? Where Where'd it go? See? Where'd it go? It's around here somewhere. He's such a silly kid. Such a good boy. Look at my baby. He comes up, he goes, meow. You miss your mama? You miss sitting in my lap? Are you just cuddling up to me so you could get more food? Say probably, Mama. You're the best little kitten, you know that?
Come on, Louise. Those aren't eagles. They're seagulls. What did I say? Hey, I want to get my face painted. No, we're not here to have fun. Oh my God, are you joyless, fella? Don't start that again, Mother. Oh boy, you'll never let me get my face painted. That is just not true. Oh, hey, Mr. Burns. This must be your mother. How are you? I'm Linda. Hello, Linda. I have 6 ingrown toenails. I heard. That was fascinating. Linda, I seen you here. I thought I saw Louise just now. Louise? No, she's in school suspension where I left her. What are you doing out here? Me? I came here to get my face painted. It's like a cheap facial. See? She knows how to have fun. I do. Mother, we're stopping by the school before I take you home. Sorry. It's okay. I'm just happy to be outside. Wait. I want to talk about the bake sale. I got so many ideas. Get off me. Don't pull my sleeve. No. All right, we can talk on the phone. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Okay, here we go. Over to the face people. Like I said before. Thanks for coming in, you guys. Are they still here? Did they leave yet?
Yeah, they're gone. So can't see anything?
Not really, no. I just see shapes. But just point me in the direction of a table, and I will clear it off.
All right. It's okay, Teddy. I got it.
Do I get to keep the tips?
Yeah.
Really?
Sure. I mean, you might have less than you think. Once you started running around, blindly slamming into everybody, knocking them to the ground, I think they were...
We were really clicking there for a while, huh, pal?
Oh,
Yeah? All right?
not really.
Pretty good?
No. Pretty bad.
You're a real team there, buddy.
We were not.
You're doing it. Not after.
We were out.
You know what? As crazy as it sounds, I'd go for a jalapeno burger right now.
Hey, for you, coming right up.
All right. Wait here. I'll be right back. Okay, I'll just count the clock.
James came over to join. Giving the kitten some love.
Make a break for it. Squish, go.
Oh, my baby.
Freedom!